Hi, welcome to thingloop. In the last video we looked at how you can find things to borrow, and in this video we're going to look at, having found those things that you want to borrow, how you actually go about borrowing them. So we're logged in again as our fake user, Joe Blogs, and here on his overview screen you can have a bit of a scroll down the kind of new stuff that's available. So there's some books there, some power tools and some DVDs as well, but not the actual item that he wants to borrow. So he's going to flip into the Their Stuff view from the top toolbar there, so that he can see all the things that are available to him. And having done that, he's going to search by the actual title of the item. So as you can see there, Joe didn't have to type in the whole title of the item, it's just the actual start of the title, and that was enough to find a couple of matches. And so he's found both the DVD for The Time Traveller's Wife and also the paperback book, and it's actually the paperback book that he wants, so he's going to go along and click on that, like so. Having done that, he's going to get the summary information, the title, the tags, and an image. He's also going to be able to see who's lending that item. In this case it's Jane Blogs, one of his relatives, the number of times that item's already been borrowed, and its current state, so we can see immediately that it's available, and he can actually go ahead and request to borrow that by just pressing this button. So what that will have done is that will have sent the owner of the book, in this case Jane, a message from Joe asking if he can borrow that item. So if we log out and log back in as Jane, we should be able to see that message. So here we are, logged back in as Jane. As we can see up on the top toolbar, she's got one new message, and there it is, a message from Joe. She can check if it's a Joe she thinks it is, asking to borrow The Time Traveller's Wife. Again, she can just check the item as well, and she can choose to ignore this message or actually agree it, as she's happy to lend the item, and in this case she's going to agree it. Okay, so now Jane's agreed to actually loan this item. So if we go back to her overview screen, we'll see in her loan section here, The Time Traveller's Wife is listed, and it's in the current status, the loan's been agreed with Joe Blogs. And so it could be that she's actually given him the item, in which case she could now click this button and it would move it into the next state. But as it is, let's just log out and just see how that kind of corresponds with Joe's view of the situation. So here we are, logged back in as Joe, and we can see a couple of things have changed. In his borrowers section, we can see that he's got this listing for this item that he's requested to borrow. It's obviously been agreed, and he can see the current state, and he can also move that through when and if things change. He's also got this new message which just informs him that Jane's actually agreed to lend him this item, so he can remove that having read it and go back to the overview screen. And it may be now that this is a couple of days later, and he's actually met up with Jane in person, and she's physically given him the item, so that he can mark that as given, and so it's now marked as on loan to him since today's date, and it's in the next state. If we were to log back out and log back in as Jane, we'll see that that state corresponds with exactly her view of the situation as well. So there we go, we logged in as Jane, and we can see that it's marked now as on loan to Joe. And she's got different options at this point as well. It could be that Joe's been holding on to this item for a couple of months now, so you may want to nudge him, give him a cheeky nudge to remind him to give it back. Or it could be actually that now it's a few weeks later, Joe's read the book and has physically given it back to her, so she can mark it as back, and then it's gone, like so. And that's the basics of borrowing on thingloop.